What's up, y'all? It's your boy, Heaven Hollywood. We're back on IE Network. This is the Heaven Hollywood Report. And let's get to it. Sean P. Diddy Combs sentenced to 50 months in federal prison for the Mann Act. We went through 900 cases. Jason Driscoll said he went through 900 cases, and he said almost every single case, the most that he saw given out was 2 years, tops. All of the cases, that was a lot more of those cases, way worse than Diddy. Some where a 14-year-old was involved. Some where, brothels were involved. Children were involved. They were getting 14 months. They were getting a year. Judge Submaranian took this time to pretty much just say that 8 weeks that we spent on the trial, forget about it. Forget about it, means nothing. He pretty much just spit in the face of those New York jurors that took time out of their day, every day for 8 weeks, sacrificed 8 weeks of their time to come to the courthouse every day. And Judge Submaranian just basically said, I don't care what y'all decided. I don't care what y'all say. We're going to give him what we want to give him. I'm going to give him what I want to give him. I know you said that you don't believe in the force and coercion, but there was force and coercion. Look, we saw the tape. We saw what you did to Cassie. We heard what you did to Jane. He didn't even see what she did to Jane. We heard what Jane said you did to her. So the jury also heard it, Judge Submaranian, or as I said before, Judge Biasranian. I told y'all before, man, those Indian judges, and anybody can get mad all they want. I don't care if you get mad. Those Indian men hate black men because their women love black men. And that's why Indian men despise it. You know about force and coercion, Judge Submaranian, because y'all be forcing and coercion and coercing your women not to keep them away from black men. And that's a fact. So I'm sure you know about force and coercion. To me, a lot of people are saying, oh, he got off good. BS. Sean Puffy Combs should have went home today, Monday at the latest, because he should have been let out on time served, like most of the people on the Mann Act. He was not found guilty. 12 people of his peers, 12 savvy New Yorkers heard Jane, heard Cassie, and they said, you know what? We hear you, but nah. Wasn't no force, wasn't no coercion. Y'all was with it. Y'all was with it. So we're gonna give him the Mann Act. Y'all was with it. No force, no coercion. If there was force and coercion, then he would have lost a RICO. Just Judge Submaranian, he pretty much took today's sentencing and took time for him to become the 13th juror. That's what he wanted to become, the 13th juror. And he retried this RICO, conspiracy act, and retried it as a domestic violence case, and gave Diddy 50 months based on domestic violence. That's pretty much what he kept talking about. Cassie and Jane. Cassie and Jane. The New York jurors also heard Cassie and Jane. And guess what, Judge Biasranian? They didn't believe him. They said, nah, we don't buy that. We don't buy that. We don't buy that. They didn't buy it. So this guy gets the chance, and Diddy's team is appealing. I hope they appeal right away, because this guy did not care about the law. He did not care about the guidelines. He did not care about what the jury said. He only cared about himself. And Cassie said you did this. Oh, the video of you beating Cassie. Oh, Jane Doe said that. Even though Jane Doe admitted to taking Diddy's face, smashing it down the glass table and smashing it against a mirror. She admitted to doing that. But you're talking about coercion, force, violence. The jury didn't see it that way. The jury has spoken, Judge Submarinian. And you just pretty much took the Constitution and took the law and just spit in everybody's face. Spit in those jurors' face. Thank you for coming, but no thanks. Everybody just forget about those 8 weeks that these jurors came out. It's absolutely atrocious. I hope Diddy's team appealed and turns it over on appeal. Now let's take a listen to a couple of the YouTubers and media platforms and see what they had to say about this.
4 years and 2 months. Yeah, I get it. The bigger point is not the sentence. The bigger point is my critique that what does it mean to be on trial for sex trafficking, get found not guilty, and then get sentenced on a prostitution charge that gets enhanced because of the use of force? That's a question that's going to be asked on appeal. The appeal is going to get filed pretty quick, and get ready for another bond motion. They're going to move for bond again, and they're going to say, hey, this sentence could potentially be time served after appeal. Give him a bond. And it's not that bad a sentence. 4 years and 2 months. He already did 1 year. You get some good time credit. You end up in a halfway house probably a year or 2 years from now, assuming that they don't do the bond and then the appeal. But at the end of the day, it's just crazy to get a not guilty on commercial sex using force and then get sentenced for commercial sex plus force. Diddy gets 5 years. What do we think? Well, you have to understand what happened at the sentencing. At the sentencing just now, what the judge did is they took his guidelines range for a Mann Act violation and they gave him an enhancement. Under the federal sentencing guidelines, your range can go up if you do things like if there's an element of coercion involved in the crime. The judge found that there was an element of coercion here. Now, it begs the question, this is the argument that's going to go up on appeal. How can you try somebody for sex trafficking, commercial sex using coercion, get acquitted on sex trafficking, commercial sex using coercion, and then get sentenced for the Mann Act prostitution charges with an enhancement for coercion? The bottom line is, one way to look at what happened here was the jury's verdict finding that there was no force, no coercion, got thrown out the window.
Breaking news, Sean Diddy Combs has been sentenced to 4 years in prison. Now, he's already done about a year with good behavior, time served, all of that kind of stuff down the line. Probably do 2 years, something like that. Now, that's if he doesn't appeal or if the president of the United States doesn't step in and say, here's a pardon, because at this point, it's cruel and unusual punishment. I mean, I've seen 800 cases, something like that, with the Mann Act. And in all of those cases, and some of them I'm much, much worse, that involve children, so on and so forth, they only gave them like a year and a half. And here's this. I don't know. The Abercrombie and Finch thing, the Victoria's Secret thing, the Epstein thing. I mean, Epstein only got a year and he trafficked minors overstate. I don't know. What do you guys think? But he's been sentenced. They say 4 years. I don't know. Let me know in the comments.
We are live outside of the Sean Diddy courthouse where the Judge Submarinian, just used trickery and loopholes to convict Sean Diddy Combs to 50 months in jail. The judge used every single piece of evidence that the jury decided not to use in their non-guilty conviction on RICO and sex trafficking under force, fraud, and coercion. What is the point of having a jury if you are just going to use the evidence in a conviction that the jury decide not to use? Join me live right now on the Trent Out Loud YouTube channel. We will do a deep dive. We are inside all day in this courtroom. I have all the details. Join me live now, Trent Out Loud on YouTube.